Hello and welcome to another update video about MATIC. I wanted to share with you the main scenarios I'm watching here for MATIC, and I can also tell you it doesn't look great at the moment. It looks at the moment as if it's going to fail, as if it's going to break, as one of the few main, let's say, larger market cap cryptos would be one of the first or whatever that would break their main support area. Main support level here ends at 58 point, round about 58.5 cents it is. It depends on which exchange I'm using here to draw it. On the shorter time frame it's like 58.5, but it's okay. So it's a sustained break below that 78.6 retracement level. So if we get that, then yep, this is not invalidation of the bullish scenario. This is obviously the weekly chart. The bullish scenario allows for a 1-2 setup interpretation. Yeah? So that I have an initial wave 1 that topped in 2022, a wave 2 pullback into the September 23 lows, another wave 1 to the upside, and the wave 2 pullback. But this is the support region between 58.9 and 73.9 cents. The price is currently in that support area, but hasn't really generated any buying momentum from there that's strong enough to really give us, yeah, let's say strong upside momentum or anything, you know, like an idea that at least support will hold or something. That hasn't happened at this stage. At no point so far I could confirm that a low has formed. So I'm watching for a reversal in this region, but as I said, you know, we're now basically exactly where it needs to turn around. It's not showing yet, and any break below that 78.6 fib level, if it breaks but we're still holding above 49 cents, the red line, that's no man's land. Okay, so the invalidation point is the red line that will formally invalidate this bullish scenario that is there on the chart as a 1-2-1-2 setup. It basically just means, look, we've got a previous swing low. As long as it's holding, we can keep watching for the third wave rally, but we need some kind of upside momentum, something that tells me that this third wave to the upside has started. There is even, and the levels are relevant for this scenario as well, there is even a bearish scenario highlighted in white, in which we are working on a triangle in the B wave in white. It would indicate that this fourth wave, larger degree fourth wave of the larger cycle, never finished in June 22. No, we are actually working on a triangle, basically wave A to the downside, the B wave is the triangle, and we get one more low into the region probably below 29 cents then in a C wave. But even in this scenario, another lower high at least would be ideal, maybe targeting $1 or so before we come down, but there's not even a sign that this E wave is happening. So yeah, it can still happen. I'm just highlighting, you know, what are the key levels. Okay, so obviously probabilities for a break always increase the lower we are in a support region, but also reward to risk is getting better and better, you know, because we are very close to an invalidation point. Now the main question I think is for many people, what happens below 49 cents? So what happens below that invalidation point? Will we go to new bear market lows? Is everything lost? Is MATIC finished? I'd say not. It's not guaranteed, not necessarily. But what I would probably then still watch for is that we might still be in this wave 2, that this wave 2 never finished. All right, that would be the alternative wave 2. I would really need to work out how this would look like, but probably I'd say this move down was an A wave. So we have our wave 1. If it finished here or here, we would have to see. This was then an A wave down, which was very deep. B wave rally, and then a C wave to the downside or something, or WXY. But then the next invalidation point is this one at around 31 cents. And this scenario is really a hopium scenario, which I would probably only, let's say, believe when we see a first small impulse followed by a 3-wave pullback. The potential is still there, right? But it would put it a little bit into gambling mode because there wouldn't be any clear setup. Here we have a 1-2-1-2 setup. Now it's only up to the market, you know, to decide if it will turn around there or not. I can only highlight the let's say the levels where that should ideally happen. We've seen many coins already react to these boxes, like even Link recently performed quite well from that support zone, but MATIC hasn't shown any attempt. So after it peaked here in March, there hasn't been anything. The main problem with MATIC is that it dropped so strongly into that support area. So it's much deeper in support than many other coins. So yeah, I think that gives you a good idea, obviously, about the risks, but also the alternative scenarios. So either way, whatever it is, there is currently no indication that a low is in. So whether we are still in the 1-2-1-2 setup, or we are forming a larger wave 2 as per the alternative count, or even the larger wave 4, we would have to see, we have to wait for the first small impulse to the upside, which breaks above resistance, minimally, I'd say, above that 78-cent level, which is the May high, to give us an indication that some sort of a low is in place. Until we see that, I think it's wise to assume we are going down lower, just waiting for an initial signal of the market, like an initial breakout signal. Okay, that at least some kind of a low is in place, whether that's a D wave or a wave 2. I mean, that's the next question to solve, but let's first see if we can get a signal that some kind of a low is in place, and that would require a break above that 78-cent mark. That's my update about MATIC. Hope you liked the update. If you did, please hit the like button, leave a comment and subscribe. And if you really like the content, then please check out the channel membership. Also make sure that you follow us on Instagram and Twitter for additional content. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye-bye.